Let's do a brief history of the House of Chanel in under 10 minutes. Gabrielle Chanel was born in 1883 in France, and her childhood was not cute. Her mom died when she was 12. Her dad basically handed her and her siblings off to whoever would take them, and Gabrielle ended up in an orphanage. But here's the thing. She never called it that. She told people she was staying with her aunts, and she just rewrote her narrative completely. And honestly, that tells you everything you need to know about who she was. She eventually got out, moved to a town called Moulins, and started working as a seamstress. And even then, she was already kind of annoyed by everything around her. Women's clothes hadn't really changed in 100 years. They were heavy, restrictive, and completely impractical. She wanted something different. She just didn't have a platform yet. This is also when she got the name Coco, which, depending on who you ask, came from one of two places. Either cavalry officers at a cafe loved hearing her sing this song called Qui a vu Coco, or, and this one's a little more fun, it came from the French word cocotte, which is basically slang for women of questionable reputation. She took it, made it hers, very on brand for someone who spent her entire life reclaiming things. She wasn't launching anything yet. She was watching and absorbing and figuring out exactly what she wanted to do. Now, the actual business story does start with the men in her life, and I don't say that to minimize her. I say it because it's just the reality of being a woman trying to build something in the early 1900s. She became the mistress of a wealthy guy named Etienne Balsan, moved into his chateau, and suddenly had access to a whole world of socialites and elites, and she started making hats, mainly because she couldn't find any she actually liked, and people went crazy for them. Then she met Boy Capel, British polo player, friend of Etienne's, and apparently the great love of her life. She left Etienne for him immediately, and Boy funded her first real shop, a little hat boutique at 21 Rue Cambon in Paris in 1910. That shop took off, and French actresses started wearing her stuff, and she realized that hats were just the beginning. By 1912, she opened a boutique in Deauville, a resort town with a very wealthy crowd, and she started selling sportswear for women made of jersey fabric, which at the time was literally used to make men's underwear. So she took men's underwear fabric, made it chic, and women could suddenly move their arms without it being a whole thing. It sounds so simple, but it was genuinely radical. Women's fashion had never prioritized comfort, and she made it the whole point. By 1915, she had a couture house in Biarritz with 300 employees, and by 1918, she bought the building at 31